So the Supreme Court gives President Obama's health care law a thumbs up. But does that mean that the fat lady has sung? I don't know. I don't hear anything to you. Congressional Republicans are already planning a vote to repeal it on July 11th. Joining me now is Congressman Murphy, Republican from Pennsylvania, who is also a doctor. Congressman Murphy, thank you for joining me. So what is the plan?
Well, there'll be a repeal vote coming up. Quite frankly, I doubt if we're going to have the Senate even take that up. So it is important, is laying that out once again, to say the things we've been saying for the last few years, that this bill is just unworkable and intolerable for the American public. It's going to be very expensive, and it just creates a massive amount of bureaucracy between the doctor and you. All the Supreme Court said today was you can go ahead and do this tax on Americans, and the Supreme Court and Justice Roberts were very clear in saying it's not up to them to fix a bad bill. It's up to Congress, and if Congress can't fix it, it's up to the American people to fix Congress. So that's where things stand.
Does it become easier to repeal now because all you have to do is change the tax code, or is it hard to change the tax code?
Well, there's much more to it than that. There can be some changes on the tax code. But the bill is so onerous that even if you have all these taxes in place, it just can't pay for itself. Remember, the Congressional Budget Office originally estimated that this would save $100 billion over 10 years. Now they're saying it's going to cost close to $2 trillion. I actually think it's going to cost about $1 trillion a year. Also, with these $500+ billion in tax increases, it just won't pay for what is going to be put on the American people here. So massive tax increases in the future are going to come. And of course, the Supreme Court said that's fine. Congress has the authority to tax. But it doesn't fix the underlying problem of the bill.
Yeah. Governor Mitt Romney, of course, came out earlier today making his position clear. Let me play that soundbite for you. We'll talk about it on the other side.
What the court did not do on its last day in session, I will do on my first day if elected President of the United States. And that is, I will act to repeal Obamacare.
The only problem, of course, is Romney care, is what the Democrats would say to that. How does he battle back against that?
Well, he battles back against it to say he learned from what happened in Massachusetts. One of the things that happens to all of us in life is you have basically, I think it was Will Rogers says, a lot of good judgment comes from experience, and unfortunately, a lot of that experience comes from bad judgment. And so in a situation like this, I think Governor Romney would do well to say, they tried the care in Massachusetts. It had problems. He would not do that again. And that's an important aspect of looking at this. And as various businesses and other groups have looked at this bill as its implementation has started, understand Speaker Pelosi told us that they had to pass the bill in order to find out what's in it. Right. As you begin to unpeel the layers of finding out what's in it, it has some serious problems.
Yeah, almost everyone agrees that the one thing it doesn't do is lower costs. You're a doctor. What do we have to do to lower costs?
Well, there's several important things, and a number of hospitals and clinics around the country are starting to do this on their own. You have to shift the system from a fee-for-service, or that is pay for the poke, prod, pinch, and push approach, and instead make it an approach where you have hospitals and networks monitor each other to push for quality, where it isn't just one doctor in isolation making decisions, but you have teams of doctors within the hospitals who are also double-checking each other's decisions, and move towards the quality reforms that are being pushed by the academies and colleges of medical specialties. What this bill offers instead is the Independent Payment Advisory Board, a board made up mostly of non-healthcare professionals making those decisions of what they would pay for. The problem with that is you have people making decisions not based upon the best healthcare decisions.
Congressman, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
So here's the question of the day. Were you surprised by the Supreme